Ipswich Town are going right up to the Premier League. And so it's the perfect time for me to take over them for the next 10 seasons. We're going to try and make them one of the best Premier League clubs. But to do that, we're going to have to win them the Premier League and maybe even the Champions League. But it's not going to be so simple, because we're going to have to deal with the Wheel of Career mode. Every season we spin the wheel, and whatever challenge we get, we have to complete it. Now, some of these challenges might get Ipswich closer to the Premier League title, while some might send us right back down to the Championship. Alright guys, Season 1 with Ipswich Town. I still can't believe they've secured back-to-back promotions to make it to the Premier League. It's actually incredible. There have been very few clubs who've managed to do what these guys have done, but I think the road ahead is treacherous. Just look at the ratings of these Ipswich Town players. I'll be perfectly honest, they're not good enough for the Premier League. They will get eaten alive by the other clubs. The good thing is there is a bit of talent here. Leif Davis, left back, 74 rated. Tuanzebe, former Man United player. We've got Luke Wolfenden, a centre back, again decent, but honestly, that's about it. The good thing is we do have the Premier League TV money coming through, 50 million to spend. And also for this takeover, because we're managing a relegation threat inside, we're upping the transfer limit per season to 3. But yeah, before we can actually start making improvements, let's see what the wheel has got in store for us. Ooh, it's about the Youth Academy. Find 2 Youth Academy prospects and make them starters. But the wheel's gonna decide the nation? What does that mean? Well, looks like the first thing we're doing at Ipswich is hiring scouts and maybe even firing a scout. This guy is so bad. I mean, just 3-star experience and judgment. Get out of here and we'll hire someone better. Now, we've got a couple of scouts, but I think the wheel is gonna decide which nation they'll be heading. Okay, this wheel has got almost every country in the world. We're spinning it now, and wherever it lands up, that's where our scout's heading. Oh, it looks like it's South Korea. Well, I guess that's where our first scout's gonna go, and we need to get at least one player from here. Meanwhile, our second scout better get his winter clothes on, because he's gonna have to head to Iceland. What a start to this takeover, boys. We're sending a couple of scouts to Iceland and South Korea, and we need them to find a couple of high potential players, because, you know, the wheel said we need to put them right into the starting 11. But yeah, talking about the team, now we can focus on trying to keep Ipswich in the Premier League, because right now with this team, that is clearly not happening. Oh, the couple of scouts that we brought and have eaten into our budget, we're down to 44 million. Okay, let's be smart about this. I think firstly, we just need to bring in a new goalkeeper, someone with a decent potential, decent rating. And you know what? I like Kelleher as an option. He's got the experience from playing at Liverpool, 75 rated, 24 years old, and I think he should be cheap. We should be able to get him for 7 million. There you go. All right, guys, now we're talking our first signing with Ipswich. At least we've got a decent player in between the sticks. Oh man, this Ipswich challenge is going to be tough because of the amount of good players we've just got as loanies. Like Brandon Williams is going to be off to Man United next season. Same with Moore, Travis. Even someone like Sarmiento is on loan here. 21-year-old Ecuadorian. He looks like a wonder kid, you know. Do I make this a permanent deal though? If we do this, it's going to count towards our second signing. Do you know what? We've got Broadhead in the club who's higher rated than him. 25 years old. He's going nowhere. I think we sell him, bring in Sarmiento for cheap, and I think we've actually got a good deal. And I think for a couple of million, we should be able to get him. Yup, it's going to happen. And so that's transfer number 2 for this season. We've got just one more left. And there you go, Broadhead's been sold. I'm trusting my boy Sarmiento, but I do still think we need some more firepower. We've got one signing left, 37 million. It's time to go all in. Guys, I'm about to do something incredibly funny. Vitor Roque. Now, this kid was touted to be the next big Brazilian striker, but he's joined Barcelona and Xavi does not like him. He doesn't get any game time. What if we bring him to Ipswich Town? I know it's crazy, but he wants to leave Barca. And I think we can capitalize by chucking in a 20 million pound offer. And there you go. Bro, our entire hopes for this season are going to rest on an 18-year-old Brazilian kid. Even with Vitor Roque coming in, I don't know how this team is going to survive the Premier League. It is going to be a long, long season. And also, don't forget, we still need to find those 2 academy players. And alright, guys, we've got our 2 academy players, one from South Korea and one from Iceland. And both of them look relatively decent, extremely high potential. potential. First one is Il-sung Kang. Maybe the next Heung-min Son. And then we've got Arne Peterson. Yo, bro looks like an absolute unit. Oh, but he's only 5'10". That's weird. But we're gonna have to promote both of them and put them right into the starting 11. But oh, wait. Looks like our new academy boys are gonna be playing championship football soon, because we've been relegated back down. I was kind of expecting this. Our squad was nowhere near good enough. And end of the season, there hasn't been much growth. No way, our Brazilian superstar signing only 6 goals. Vitor Roque literally got outscored by George Hurst. I'm telling you, man, making Ipswich Town a Premier League regular club, it's gonna be a lot more difficult than you think. Well, we're back down to the championship. The wheel didn't even need to do anything to send us here. We just did it by our own doing. To be fair, we didn't really have a squad good enough to compete in the Premier League. I think now in the championship, we can maybe start building from here. And okay, we still do have a good transfer budget of about 40 million. Looks like the Ipswich board does want us to go right back up, but I think we're gonna need a bit of help from the wheel. Sign the best player from a random Premier League club? This could be huge. We could actually sign Erling Haaland from City. Just imagining Haaland in a Ipswich kit. Nah, it's just so outrageous. But yeah, there's no guarantees we're getting Haaland. It's gonna be one of the best players from these teams. All right, let's spin the wheel of Premier League clubs and see which club's gonna pop up. Of course. All we're gonna get is Bournemouth's best player. This is such a waste. It could have been so much better. Okay, hold up. Bournemouth do have some decent players out here. Oh my days, 21-year-old Levi Colwill. But he's not their best player. That's Tyler Adams, who's their highest rated player with a 79 overall. To be fair, can't complain. He's definitely a lot better than the players we've got, and he gets right into our starting 11, so we'll actually take that. But I think we still need to make some major improvements to this team. The worst thing is we've got to just keep using Kang and Peterson, because the wheel has told us to put them in the starting 11, so we can't change them or even loan them out. They need to keep being starters. All we can do is just improve the rest of the team. This season, we need to get back to the Premier League, and so we're improving our defense by bringing in Aaron Hickey from Brentford. I still think to get promoted, we could really do with a better centre-back. Oh, but it's gonna get tight with just 23 million. Do you know what? I wanted Levi Colwill, but we couldn't get him because he wasn't Bournemouth's highest rated player. But I think we can afford an all-cash deal for him. And yup, for 16 million, we've got ourselves a new centre-back. Okay, now we've got Ipswich Town actually looking decent with a lot of quality, but I'm still worried about Il-sung Kang and our Icelandic winger Arne Peterson. They're just too low rated for the championship, but hey, we still gotta play them. And let's get through this season and see if we can get Ipswich back to the Premier League. And there you go, Ipswich are going right back up to the Premier League once again. And coincidentally, even this time, Ipswich finished second. Oh, and I can see how they've done it. Vitor Roque has finally come through. I told you signing him from Barcelona was going to work out. He just needed some time to adjust. And okay, Sarmiento from Ecuador is getting a bit decent. Tyler Adams too, the man we stole from Bournemouth. Oh, and this is good. Il-sung Kang, now 67 rated. He's had a solid one. And Arne Peterson up to a 70 overall. Guys, we've now got a really young team. But this time, can we survive the Premier League? Alright, guys, I think for Season 3, we've built an Ipswich Town team that is far better equipped to survive the Premier League. I'm still a bit worried about the ratings of Kang and Peterson, but if we can just keep building around them, I think we can get through. But wait, where's the Premier League TV money? All we've got is 41 million this season? Nah, that's nowhere near enough to make this team good enough for the Premier League. Maybe we can get a bit of help from the wheel and let's go. Your transfer budget has been increased by 50 million. We have our biggest budget yet now, 91 million. That's more than enough to make us a serious Premier League club. First up, we're kicking things off by signing Oliver Skip for 27 million. Now that's some quality we're adding into our midfield. Okay, now for our next signing, we've got decisions to make. With 60 million left, we could still easily sign a couple of players. But I'm thinking, why not just sign one insane centre-back that could lead our backline? I don't know why, but I feel like that's the play. And so we're breaking Ipswich's transfer record to sign Mickey van de Ven from Spurs for 50 million. Nah, this signing is game-changing. We've got an 83 rated centre-back coming through. Finally, it feels like we've built an Ipswich team that can actually handle the Premier League. But hold your horses. Let's get through the season and see what happens. End of the season, and it's awesome to not see us in the relegation zone. We've in fact finished 10th in the Premier League, albeit with a negative goal difference. But look at the growth in this team. Kang and Peterson still keep getting better. I mean, look at that. Ilsong Kang, 5 goals, 7 assists. Arnar Peterson was our second top scorer. Bro, we're on to something. Remember our goal of getting Ipswich to a Premier League title? We're getting closer, and it's only been 3 seasons. And by the way, guys, over 70% of you guys watching my videos have not subscribed to the channel, and that makes me really sad. So please subscribe, it really helps me out. Alright guys, our 4th season with Ipswich down, and I'm starting to get feelers for top 6. There's no way we're going back down to the championship. Our team is too good. And okay, 70 million an acceptable budget. Oh, and I think we need to use it to improve our bench. But let's see what the wheel thinks. You can sign only foreign players. Okay. So far, a lot of our signings have been Premier League Championship focused. Well, we're gonna now have to look elsewhere. I think, guys, we'll need to upgrade Jeremy Sarmiento. He's done the maximum he can, but I don't see him becoming any better. I think we're gonna put him on the bench and look for another left midfielder. Do you know what? I feel like we could find a baller from La Liga. Oh, and there's Samuel Lino, the Brazilian. He could team up with Vitor Roque, and his contract's expiring. I cannot believe we're signing an 84 rated player for just 40 million. Oh, just that one transfer has got us down to 24 million. Maybe we can use that to sign a player from Liga. Maybe a CDM for depth. I like this kid, Carlos Baleba, and we've got him for just 10 million. Our team now looks insane, and for once we've got squad depth. But I think it all depends on how Arnar Peterson and Kang can grow. If they do grow well, I think we're going to have a strong Premier League season. End of this season. And look at that. Arnar Peterson is up to an 80 overall. That's what you get when you trust your youth academy players. And Kang too is up to a 77. Also, guys, we've got an 88 rated Vitor Roque. Samuel Lino didn't grow but put up some good numbers. This team is starting to look insane. But what? Only 9th? That's all we could do? That just shows how difficult it's gonna be to break towards that top 6, maybe even win the league. We're 4 seasons in and it doesn't look like we're getting close. Let's first see what challenge we've got for season 5. You can sign only championship players? No! This is the time. We've got 90 million in our budget. We want to evolve this team to push for the Premier League, and we've got a hunt for scraps in the championship. Couldn't have this challenge come sooner? I mean, all we can do is improve our squad depth, so I'm just gonna sign this guy who's literally got million in his name. And we'll also sign Owen Beck from Blackburn Rovers just for some fullback depth. It's time to see if we can get closer to the Prem title this season. Oh, this is not looking good. End of the season, I'm seeing some injuries, but I'm also seeing some solid stats. I mean, look at this. Our substitute right mid, Million Manhoff, came through. Oh, I think Peterson was injured for a lot of the season. Kang had 16 assists. Bro, the numbers for this Ipswich squad look pretty crazy. And that's because we finished top 4. Guys, in 5 seasons, we've taken Ipswich down from the Premier League to the Championship, then back to the Premier League, and now the Champions League. This is getting spicy now, boys. I think we're getting closer and closer to Premier League glory. Uh-oh. This is the worst time for this to happen. Your best player has decided to join Man City. I mean, I'm sad, but I mean, this is what happens in real life when a mid-table club achieves something like Champions League football. The vultures are out there to get him. And Man City's the vulture in this case, signing Vitor Roque from us, the wheel enabling it, and now we're gonna have to sign a new striker. Good thing is, though, that the Vitor Roque deal plus Champions League football has made Ipswich Town a rather rich club, and I guess it's time to make some serious improvements. Evan Ferguson is the chosen one. We've brought him for about 73 million to replace Vitor Roque, but even still, he's only 85 rated. We're not gonna get someone like Vitor, but hey, we're also using the rest of our money to bring in a new goalkeeper. It's now time to see how we do in our first ever Champions League season. Okay, we finished second in our group. The journey continues, knocking out Inter in the round of 16, and Roma, and PSG too. What am I seeing? We're in a Champions League final against Real Madrid? Yo, we could actually win the Champions League before the Prem. Wait, let's see what happened in the Premier League. 8th? Bro, we literally sacrificed everything in the league so that we can now win the Champions League, and let's see what happens against Madrid. I'll tell you this, though. The growth has been insane for a lot of the players. This could literally be our season. This would genuinely be the craziest Champions League underdog story if we can actually beat Madrid, but no. Real Madrid just always win at the Champions League. But you know what, guys? 6 seasons. We've built an incredible team. We've experienced the Champions League final. I can sense the big trophies coming soon. But for season 7, the Ipswich board demand to pull out some profits, generate 100 million of player sales. Not this way. I mean, to be fair, we did take Ipswich to a record-breaking Champions League final, never done in their history before. And now the board want to pull out some funds. Fair enough. This is going to set us back, but who do we sell? Do you know what? I think it's Samuel Lino. 29 years old, 88 rated. I think if we just sell him, it should be enough to get us over the line. And don't forget, boys, once we do generate that 100 million, we're not allowed to make any more signings for this season too. So this season could really be a painful one. Oh, okay. Nottingham Forest have come in with an offer. It's a swap deal with Callum Hudson-Odoi in it. That's actually good, because Hudson-Odoi can be our left midfielder for the season, and we'll get 88 million. If we can negotiate this upwards of 100 million, that'll be brilliant, because this is the only way we can get a player for this season, by having it included in a swap deal for Lino. Okay, let's counter with 100 million plus Hudson-Odoi. If they accept it, this is just perfect. No, they're just gonna give us 89. Okay, if we can even get 95 million plus Hudson-Odoi, this would be brilliant. They're going up to 90.3. Do you know what? I think I'll accept it. I think we can sell another player for 10 million. And there you go, boys. We've convinced Hudson-Odoi to join us, but it's coming at the cost of Lino leaving. Don't forget, we still need another 10 million of player sales. Okay, we've just sold Luke Wolfenden, 7.3 million. That means we're up to 97.6 million in player sales. All we need is a 2.4 million sale. Okay, we've got an offer for a player for 2.25 million. All we need is just 150k more on this. All right, let's try and convince them, man. 2.4 million, and please, just get it done. We need the cash, and they're willing to do it. Let's go. And that means, boys, we've completed 100 million of player sales. Our team has been downgraded with Lino leaving, but Hudson-Odoi, I think, will do a good job. I really want to see us maybe push for the Premier League title, because I still feel the team is there.
A few minutes later.
Still no Premier League for us. That's now 7 seasons we've been grinding with Ipswich, but we're still 14 points off a team like Man City. And we can't even get back into the Champions League this season because we finished 5th. But okay, there is a bit of good news. Il-sung Kang is now 89 rated at the age of 23. He's going to surpass Son at this rate. Arne Peterson is kind of falling off, but still, the Youth Academy boys finally have ratings that are good enough to win the title. I just think we need to find a way to improve the rest of the team. Maybe next season, if we do that, we could see Premier League success. Season 8 with Ipswich down, and I feel like our team is speaking. Just look at the ratings of everyone. We bring in a world-class left winger, maybe a world-class defender too, and we do have 362 million to pull this off. I reckon we'll have our best chance of winning the Premier League yet. No. You can only sign 32 plus aged players. Well, there goes my plan of making some amazing signings. Okay, so after a bit of scouting, I did find a couple of players that do fit our criteria. We've got Federico Chiesa, 32 years old, 85 rated. And then we've got Marcus Rashford. And even though he's 1 rating lower, I kind of feel like maybe Marcus Rashford, being English, leading a club like Ipswich. Oh, there's a story there. And I feel like Rashford could help us win our first Premier League title. And that's the only signing I'm making this season. We don't need any more veterans. The team looks good, but I really don't know if Rashford's that guy down the left. I think we're going to need one player to really step up if this is the season we win the big trophies. And alright, at least we're making some progress this season, back into the Champions League for the next one. But 4th has really been our best finish. I'm hoping we can take it one step forward. But hang on, there are some trophies left to be won. Our first FA Cup final. Okay guys, the last time we were in a final, you guys know what happened. This time though, FA Cup, we've got to get it done. There you go. Marcus Rashford getting the winner. I'm so glad we signed him. Crazily enough, that's our first trophy, and it's taken 8 seasons to get Ipswich an FA Cup. And wait, what? We've also made it to the Conference League final? This could be our first European trophy. Nah, a double this season with Ipswich would actually be mental. Can we pull this off? On penalties, yes! Hudson-Odoi does it. And suddenly, Ipswich Town have got 2 trophies. It's season 9, and now that we know how to win trophies, it's time to take Ipswich to Premier League glory. I feel like we're so close. Look at our team. Yes, we need a world-class left winger to now replace Rashford. His overall's dropping. Come on, Wheel. Help us out one more time. And this is a good one. Saudi Arabia have taken over the club. You've got unlimited budget for the next 2 transfers. Oh, I have waited for this. The next 2 players we sign can be literally anyone. Bro, and since we need a left winger, it's time to bring Vinicius Jr. to Ipswich Town. Nah, I can't believe this, boys. We're going to be seeing Vinicius Jr. don an Ipswich Town jersey. This is actually jokes. But we're not done yet. We've still got one more crazy transfer left, and that's going to be Josko Guardiol. He's got Premier League winning experience with City, and that's what we need. Bro, this is 100% the greatest Ipswich Town team of all time, but can they finally win the Premier League? And so this is it. 9 seasons of grinding, building up this Ipswich team. Have we finally won the Premier League? The moment of truth is now, and yes! 87 points, a massive Premier League win for Ipswich. We've finally done it. All it took was a Saudi takeover and us signing Vinicius Jr. Oh, and bro cooked as well. 27 goals, our top scorer. Also, Anna Peterson, I see you. This was your best season. Ilsong Kang doing the job as well, up to a 92 rating too. I'm so glad we've done this with the Youth Academy boys. The wheel really cooked giving us this challenge. Now that we've won the Premier League, the only other thing I'm chasing with this Ipswich team is the Champions League. Oh, but we got grouped. But okay, guys, there's still one last season for us to try and win the Champions League. Let's not let it go to waste. And our final challenge is going to be club has decided to upgrade the stadium. Hence, zero transfer budget. No, why are we upgrading our stadium now? To be fair, Ipswich are a Champions League club, Premier League winning club. Kind of makes sense. There you go. Budget for a final season, 0. This is the team we've got. And in my opinion, it's incredible. But let's see if it's good enough to win the Champions League. This is our last attempt and we've topped the group. Through against AC Milan. And we've knocked out PSG in the quarters. This might be it. Semi-finals knocked out Napoli and in the final against Inter. I'm just glad we don't have to face Real Madrid. Wait a minute, guys. We've also won the FA Cup this season. And another Premier League title. Bro, if we win this Champions League, that's a treble. And there are so few clubs in the history of this sport that have won a treble. Even Real Madrid haven't won one yet. This is our chance to do it all. Vinicius is injured. That is not good news. But let's see if we can actually pull this off. On penalties, that too. Oh my days. Ipswich Town have won everything. It took us the entire 10 seasons. Couple of gems coming through from the Youth Academy in Peterson and Ilsong Kang. But we've done our job of making Ipswich Town the best Premier League club. If you enjoyed this takeover, watch me try and spend 10 years managing Man United. Now, that was a task. Click here to watch that.